Okay, this is Wendy Hernandez with Command the Courtroom, and I am back. I'm just trying to get my Instagram to go live. There we go. There we go. Okay, so hey there, I'm back again to do another super quick live stream. I want to promote and remind you that I'm doing a live training this coming Friday at 12:30 p.m. Arizona time on reducing your child custody case overwhelm. People get a lot of anxiety when they're dealing with their child custody cases, not only before they head into the courtroom, but when they get into the courtroom. Child custody case anxiety is not unusual. It's something that I experience too. And there are certain tips and tools and tricks that I use to reduce that anxiety and overwhelm. And I'm going to share them with you during my live training. So register for the live training. If you've not already done that, the link is in the chat. The link is also in this live stream description. But today, as I go live, I just want to share a couple of quick tips with you for reducing overwhelm during the trial itself. So when I'm in trial, a lot of times there are tons of exhibits that I want to get admitted on behalf of my client, and I want the judge to see them. When I get the most anxiety is when I cannot find what I'm looking for. So it's very important going into trial to have your exhibits organized in a way that you can easily put your fingers on them when you need them. So there are three main tips that I want to share with you for organizing those exhibits. Number one, have the exhibits of similar subject matter grouped together. And when I say exhibits of similar subject matter, I mean exhibits pertaining to the same best interest factor. For example, if I am talking about the children's school and extracurricular activities, then I'm going to have all of those records grouped together in the same range of exhibits number 1 through 10 or 20 through 30. I'm not going to have one school exhibit numbered as number 1 and then another school exhibit marked as number 30. It's too much jumping around. I like to have them all in the same section. Same thing with financials. If there are child support issues or financial issues, I like to have all of those records grouped together. I also tab and highlight my personal set of exhibits, not the exhibits you're going to submit to the court or that I'm going to submit to the court, but my personal set of exhibits. I tab them so I can get to the section that I need quickly. So that's tip number one for reducing overwhelm at your trial. And I want to remind you to sign up for my free training this coming Friday at 12:30 Arizona time. The link is in the description for this live stream. Share it with anybody who you think could benefit. You have to register to be on the training. It's totally free. And also, I think I figured out a way to share the replay. So if you can't make it at 12:30 p.m., if you're working or whatever, I will share the replay, but you should still register. Also, I was just talking about grouping evidence for the best interest factors, for each best interest factor together. If you don't know what the best interest factors are, download the Command the Courtroom Best Interest Checklist. It is an invaluable resource, an invaluable tool. The link to get your copy of the Best Interest Checklist is also in the description for this video. Okay, so tip number one is group similar evidence together before you head into the courtroom. Excuse me, I still have a hoarse throat like yesterday. Tip number two is make sure that your exhibits are page numbered. And there is nothing worse than trying to get to a page 36 of an 80-page document at trial when there are no page numbers on anything. It kills so much time. The minutes are precious in the courtroom. In Arizona, I only have a limited amount of time to present my case to the court. And if I am spending my time fumbling through pages, licking my fingers and trying to page through to page 36, it is killing time. I want to use my time efficiently and effectively. So back when I started practicing family law, we didn't have Adobe and all these cool tools. And what we had to do is we had to either hand number page numbers, or I used to use a stamper and just go through thousands of pages, and the stamper would just go 1, 2. Each time I stamped it, it advanced to a new number. Then we got a little more advanced and we went to stickers. We would print out stickers and would individually print out stickers and stick them to each page. But now, thank goodness, there are tools like Adobe, and there are other tools. I think there's a Bates numbering program. I don't know what it's called, but just type in Bates, Bates. And if you have a PDF version of your exhibit, then it's super easy. You can Bates number, page number everything in a matter of seconds. When you get into the courtroom, it's going to make it much easier for you to find whatever page number that you're looking for in any group of documents. And it's also going to make it easier for the judge. And that is one of your goals, is to make it as easy for the judge to find the information that he or she needs. So don't get stressed out trying to find a single page and 400 pages of exhibits. Page number everything. Okay, so that's my tip number 2 for reducing stress and overwhelm and anxiety at trial. And again, if you haven't registered for that free training I have coming up on Friday, go to the link in the description to this live stream and sign up now. We'll send you the replay if you can't make it. Okay, so number 3, my tip number 3 for reducing stress and overwhelm at your trial is making sure that any text messages that you're seeking to admit are not only in order, but also that they have dates included on them. And I can tell you that oftentimes when the opposing party is trying to admit text messages and there are not dates on those text messages, or they're out of order, I am objecting, because I don't know when the text messages occurred. I don't know if there are things missing. And oftentimes when I object, the other party does get flustered. And a lot of times they give up trying to get that text message admitted because they cannot lay the proper foundation. Do yourself a favor and do all of this work on the front end as you are compiling your text messages to disclose to the other side and to ultimately submit at court prior to trial. Make sure each of the text messages have the proper dates on them, because when you take a screenshot of those text messages, not all of them do. And also make sure that they're in order, and also make sure that you are including all of the exchanges within the text message, because that's another thing I've seen happen. Somebody does not include all of the exchanges, the message exchange is incomplete, and it paints a picture that's different than it would if the exchange were complete. And I object on that ground if there are things missing. Sometimes the other party will submit a group of text messages, and it's different from my client's group of text messages because there are things missing. And sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it might not be. But if you want a smoother path to getting your evidence admitted at trial, get all of the text messages in order, make sure they're on date. There are dates on all of them. So to recap on these 3 brief tips that I want to give to you for reducing your overwhelm at trial. Number 1 is group your evidence for each of the best interest factors together. If you don't know what the best interest factors are, go to the link in the description for this live stream, download the best interest checklist, and that will help you understand. So tip number 1, group all this evidence together. Tip number 2 is make sure that all of your evidence is page numbered. And there are super cool tools out there, one of them being Adobe, where you can page number things in seconds. And that way you can go straight to the page number that you need when you're in trial. No stress, no fuss, no fumbling, just go to the page. And then the third thing is when you're organizing your text to eventually use at trial, make sure they are in order, that you have the complete text message exchange, and that the dates are on all of those text messages. So those are my few tips for today in this brief live stream. And I want to remind you one more time, I'm going to be giving more of my tips and tricks and techniques for reducing child custody case overwhelm in the free training that I am giving this coming Friday. So go to the link in the description and register. If you can't be there live, then I will send you the replay. So I hope this helps. And until I see you again, which will be soon, I hope you get out there and command the courtroom. Thanks for joining me. Bye.